Hello everybody, you beautiful people who have stuck around for the main event, the cherry on top, the creme de la creme of the Women's Racing League November event, the grand final between Fairy Tale and Birds of Prey. And to bring that action, of course, I will be your host, Greedy, and Vey alongside me. Are you excited, everybody?
I certainly am excited. And when I was grabbing a drink earlier, I was sitting in the kitchen or standing in the kitchen. I was thinking, okay, I want to see some snipes on Celestia. I want to see some PBs. I've got a wish list, man. I want to see 5 maps that we play today. This is going to be a good one. I'm excited. This is going to be great.
This has a potential to be a proper 5-map affair all the way down to that final one, because these two teams on paper are absolutely neck and neck, and it's very hard to differentiate them. Like they are at the top and very hard to beat, and definitely going into the December event, you definitely have to have your binoculars out and keeping an eye on them once we get there. So but for now, the only thing you have to keep an eye out is, of course, on the standings. So we can quickly get that up, well, not standings, but the schedule, what we've been going through today as well, basically.
Yes, the path to the finals, I guess.
Yeah, path to the finals. I mean, overall, we can see today Meow played Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey made quick work of them with a 2-0. Fairy Tail did the exact same against Equinox. We just finished with Meow and Fairy Tail as well, where Fairy Tail also comfortably took Meow, and now they are in the grande finale. And I think it was a culmination of the entire weekend, and if anything, I will say Equinox and Meow definitely can be proud, and Meow especially. Like if we look, their first September event they were 5th and 6th, then they were 4th, and now they were 3rd. That is up. You know,
they're
that's
climbing.
progress,
Exactly.
climbing every single event better, and in the December championship event, I'm expecting even greater things. I'm sure they will be excited to play it as well. So very nice job to and all the other teams who played on the first day as well. Massive stonks for everybody, and hopefully more to come for the December event as well. The championship event. More news on that on the Discord as well once we do finish up with this one, because as we go back to our point of view as well with the schedule, we'll remove that. Everybody knows what we're here for, you know. We don't need to show that bracket many more times. Everybody knows what we're here for.
Everybody knows, exactly.
Yeah. There's only one thing left to do, basically, the grand final.
The grand final, which is a rematch from a match that we had yesterday, the Fairy Tales versus the Birds of Prey. And of course, the Birds of Prey won 2-0, but was like that doesn't accurately display how close the match was. So basically what Fairy Tales need to do is drive that same match, but where they made mistakes and didn't get the points, they got to turn that around now and get those points, because they have to drive really well to take the Birds of Prey down. But they can't afford the mistakes this time. This is the grand final. They had a lower bracket, different path to fall back on yesterday. Today they don't have that. They gotta get the punch this time. And if they can do that, if they can take those mistakes out, those little errors, and where they didn't get the points, they might be able to take it. But the Birds of Prey are not going to go down easy, because they are fast, and they are still, in my eyes, the favorites. The Fairy Tales could do it, but it's going to be a tough cookie to crack.
It's definitely going to be a tough cookie to crack, that is for sure. I mean, we will say, of course, Birds of Prey do have an advantage. Because they are in the coming from the upper bracket, they will be able to start picking first as well, so that could be a big...
And they've been able to watch the Fairy Tales and see how they perform on maps, so they can do a little bit of strategizing, how they're going to... a little bit of strategery, you know, how they're going to do that.
A bit of strategery is always welcome as well. I mean, that is what we have looking towards as well. But before we go into the grand final, we can have a bit of a quick mention of the December event as well. As in that case, of course, the December event, or the championship event, if you want to put it as well. You can already note it down, the dates, you know. Of course, a lot of more announcements will be made. That the championship event will be held, in this case, on the 16th and 17th of December. So note it down in your calendar. Already put it there. Make sure you have it noted down.
For
And
the winners, a Nadeo goodie bag.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
An
the team who
official
wins
Nadeo goodie bag.
gets a prize as well. It's just something to play for. And
Exactly.
interestingly enough, they have also some other things to play for as well. We already showed it early on the stream, but for those who are joining, we can give you a bit of a treat as well of the two maps that will be coming in the December event as well. So without further ado, we can play the video again. Everybody loves to have a bit of a map showcase as well. So for those who are arriving, getting
A little
treated
bit of a teaser.
a bit of a teaser as well. Some will see it the second time, the others maybe a first time. So without further ado, quick showcase of the maps once more with the video, and then we will get into the grand final. So here we go. And we are back on your screens. Hopefully you enjoyed that teaser once again. As you saw from the little trailer teaser, it is a Thorns by Deska and a Serafina by Ellipse that will be added to the map pool. Those maps will be added after the grand final to the campaign as well for people to drive and experience for the first time as well. And of course, the December event itself will have all of the maps we played so far. It will be a 9-map pool, best of 5s, with the grand final being a best of 7. So we're upping the ante, more maps, more playtime, and with the 8
More at
teams.
stake.
Yeah, and with the 8 teams that we have for the tournament as well, we'll show the standings afterwards. Technically they haven't changed, but we will give you the standings once we know the grand final result. Then we'll have the overall leaderboard with everybody's points tallied up. But spoiler alert, it's gonna be a good section of teams for the championship, and I'm excited to see what they can cook up for that event. But there's only one thing left to do. Only less than a minute left.
Less than a minute, we're going into pick and bans. And of course, it's not really picks and bans because there's not going to be any bans because we're going to have 5 maps. So basically, we're going to pick the ladies are going to pick the maps that they like most, and then there's going to be 1 map left that's going to be the decider. Who knows, maybe we're done in 3 maps. That is entirely possible, but I'm of course hoping that we're going to go to a 5-map match here. 20 seconds to go. The ladies are all warming up on the server, wishing each other good luck and have fun, and I will join in that. We have Birds of Prey, which is Talibird and Eva, and we have Marina and Runner for the team of Fairy Tales, their debut tournament, and they're already in the grand final. So let's see how they go. I think here we go. We've got the picks coming right up. Talibird will be picking first for the Birds of Prey, and let's see which map she comes up with. I'm hoping Viridian Hills is one of the first 3. There it is. Look at that. It's the first map
we get it right
that
away.
We're gonna see. It's gonna be a fast one, and I can't wait to see how fast these girls are gonna go. Yes, Marina is gonna be picking the next map, and that is gonna be Supination. That will be map number 2 on the list. The next pick is for Eva from the Birds of Prey, and let's see. It is gonna be Attention. Okay, so that's interesting because they pick they pick a They pick a pace map, and then they pick a technical map as the third one. Decadence is going to be the fourth map, and then Celestia, if we go to 5 maps,
A
that's going to be the
classic.
deciding map. It's a classic. Viridian Hills first, and I love to see it. I really am curious how these girls are going to perform there. We're going to have a short warm up, of course, and then the grand final will be on your way. So let's hear it in chat. Who is your favorite team that you are rooting for? Let's find all the emotes for all the cheers and all the things. And of course, if you want to be here for the December event, make sure you hit a follow for this channel, and you will not be disappointed because it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. These are the fastest teams of this weekend, and they're about to go head to head.
Yeah, and if there's anything to go by from their first encounter, this is going to be a very close affair. But I think both teams are looking to avoid anything relatively too close. I'm sure that both of these teams would love to just 3-0, be done, and we win and go next.
That's not what I want to see, though.
Yeah, but that's not what we want.
I'm not gonna lie.
We have a contractual agreement that we want all 5 maps, overtimes, drama.
It's in the script, though.
Yeah, but the script is what it is like as well, so I'm looking forward to all of that as well. And
they have to stick to the script, right? I mean,
you know, if there's a bit of a pocket change then and there, we can do a few adjustments. We are not, we don't mind that. But in all fairness, yeah, the script would love to say that all maps are there, but we don't know. Maybe it will be. Maybe it won't be.
I can't believe that if it's going to be 5 maps, then it's going to be Celestia at the end. Oh, that's
I mean, that's already, that's just
really
scripted all.
there.
Why do you think we have it almost on every single map? It's a classic.
It's amazing.
It's meant to be that way. So, but this is a map that both of these teams have not driven once, I believe. Not a single time. They've been banning this map throughout the entire tournament. So this is the first time.
Maybe they just wanted to get it out of the way. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be a good idea, to be honest. But here we go.
It might be.
Grand final.
Here we go. First round on Viridian Hills, map made by Fire Breath, added to the November event pool, and we are off. Runner with a bit of an outside line there, not quite ideal. Marina will take a little bit of a clip there, and it is Eva who is going away with first place here, closely followed by her teammate Tallybird, and Runner will have about 0.6 to make up for, and we'll see if she's able to do it. It's not a very long map, so we are almost already at the ending. Here it is to the right. You go into that finish ring. There it is. The first ace is on the board for the Birds of Prey. A little bit of a shaky start for the Fairy Tales, but maybe they just need to get into it, warm up a little bit, but let's hope they kick it off.
I mean, for them at least, I mean, Viridian Hills, I mean, if they've been banning this map as well, you've sort of been actively trying to avoid driving it as well, so I think both of these teams are more like, I don't know, we really don't want to drive it, but I guess we have to, it is the grand final now, so they cannot really avoid that fact, but it seems that at least for now, Birds of Prey are definitely more ready to take this map head on. Runner is, she is definitely falling a bit behind, so Marina is the one who has to take it, as Eva goes for the triangle part as well. Very risky indeed, but she makes it work, and Birds of Prey really preying on the Fairy Tale at the moment and getting 2 aces in a row, and maybe Fairy Tale are just like, you know what, you can have it. We can just use it as a nice warm up, and then we'll beat you on the other maps. Easy as that.
Maybe that is their plan all along. Of course, if there is you could leave your worst map for the last part, but if that is to be the decider map, then you don't want it as your last map. Yeah. So maybe it is their plan to just get it out of the way. Here we go with Eva in a very nice first place here. Runner is about 0.7. We have a crash. I think it was Marina. Yes, it was Marina. She now has to come from behind, and also Tallybird having a bit of airtime, and that messes up her her line. Runner also has to respawn, so now it's Eva in first place, Tallybird still in second, and she will take that second place. That's 3 aces in a row that we start with.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good confidence builder, but if I was in the shoes of Marina and Runner, I wouldn't really think twice about it, it's just, it's definitely one of those cases, it happens, you take the map away, nothing too much we can do about it, and you move on to next. I mean, they can still do 3 aces on their own, but it hasn't really looked the case as Runner definitely hasn't been enjoying the map as much as compared to Yeva, for example. Yeva has had sublime rounds on this map, even if they have been banning. Just shows that they are ready on every single map and nothing really can phase them, as Marina is trying, as Yeva gets a bit of airtime there, allows Marina to come through, but unless she gets, well, they need an ace, so this doesn't even matter, as Yeva is trying to overtake Marina in the end as well. Not quite. So they do get that, you know, customary nice little point on the board, so it isn't a complete washout, but 11-1 on the board. And now we go into the meat of the maps. This was the map that most likely they were going to pick first as well, but because nobody wants to leave Viridian Hills as the last map as well. So makes sense, at least in my eyes. And so that will be the case. I'll quickly adjust something because I noticed something on the overlay. Quick fix on
And it's of course important for Marina and Runner to just put that map aside now. Like, forget about that map because anything is still possible, and you can't let this kind of result deter you from knowing that you can still win this. So they just need to focus up and think like, okay, if we just win 3 maps right now, we can still do this, right? So let's see if they can get their focus back together and make this happen. The race is starting. We are on Supination, map by Sophie Ice, and we are off.
Yeah, off to the races here, and now it's up to Fairy Tale to get some points on the board, so that is important. If they can take this map pick, then it would be great, as both Yeva and Marina touch the outside dirt. Marina does get the better end of it, so Yeva is the one that has to chase down the Fairy Tale ladies, and Talibird is the one leading the pack at the moment. Up in front we see some different lines being taken. Marina does use the brake to adjust her line a bit, but Runner and Marina getting awfully close to Talibird. It's getting awfully close up in front. Tally is trying to keep her going. Yeva touches the wall in the end, so it is up to Tally to hold the front. If she doesn't get this entered well, she could be giving up an ace on Supination. But Marina touches the wall, but Talibird, she's not phased. She gets the draw on the board, and with a very nice time, 54.999. Just perfectly under sub 55.
Exactly, and this is quite a different start than the last map, because now we have a draw, and the ladies are definitely in the same league here. So let's see what they can do next. Talibird with a good time last round. Now let's see if she can repeat that, and if Yeva can join her teammate in this thing. We see Runner with a mistake here. She has to slow down a lot, and that is unfortunate. It is now up to Marina to limit the damage, so she needs to make sure she gets first place in order to force a tie. Otherwise, this could go very wrong really fast. Of course, if it wasn't clear already, we are going to 5 maps, best of 5. So if they win 3 maps this time, which is different from the other rounds, 3 maps gives you the victory, not 2. So just to make that clear. Talibird, however, in the meantime, overtaking her teammate Yeva. Marina is about a second behind, so that is not a very good position to be in. It's gonna be an ace, it looks like, and with that, they make the score 4-1.
Yeah, a very good time as well, as I see a bit of a there's a bit of a chat, very good focus on cheering for the fairies. You did miss an eye there in the fairies. Might need to fix that, but yeah, it's the spirit that counts. Keep going. You're doing a great job. Either way, we still have the teams up and running and going for the aces here as well. Yeva and Runner, everybody's in the mix. Runner, it does give away a bit of time as well, but everybody involved is neck and neck. There's really nothing separating them as they are going into the second half of the track. Yeva and Talibird are in the lead, but that lead is very marginal. They are getting that outside. Ooh, Talibird, every single time I think she's going to touch the wall, but Marina gets more speed. She will get an more outside line. Runner comes on the inside. Yeva, Marina, Tali all going for that outsider. Who will get it the best? But Marina is trying to push it. Everybody's going for it. Marina has more speed, and she actually overtakes in the end. What a round. 45 thousandths of a second. It is a draw to get that going. 5-2, but Fairy Tale still looking for that clincher to get back into the match, but that was a good round by everybody involved.
Yeah, they need that gap closer round. They need that ace, or at least a couple wins in a row, because otherwise A 3-point gap is still quite a big gap to overcome. So here we go. Runner is had a bit of a weird landing there, a little bit more airtime than she would have liked, so she's going to lose a little bit of time over that. It is Marina, however, in first place now, but it looks like Ieva has a really good line and will catch up a little bit. We've got, they're just neck and neck right up there in the front. Ieva almost clipping the outside of that dirt there, but she doesn't, so it only looks that way. Marina and Ieva, only 0.003 of a second separated between the two of them, and Marina a little bit more inside, quite different lines there. It all comes down to this last dirt turn, who gets the outside line best. They all get it pretty well. It is Marina who stays in first place, and she will secure another draw. Now, a draw is, of course, better than a loss, but still, the gap is still 3 points. They need to make something happen here, or this map will also go to the Birds of Prey. But at least they got a draw.
Yeah, but they are at least keeping a good distance, because one good ace and they're back in it as well.
Could
so they are keeping them in a good
right
position. Yeah, it's at least they're not letting Birds of Prey run away with it. And I do believe the last time it was actually Yeva gets a bit too much on the inside as well. But Marina also having to respawn, so both one of the Masters members of each team is having a bit of a fumble here. So it is up to Tally and Runner to sort of determine the fate of this round. I don't know what exactly happened to Marina. Maybe she just clipped the corner before that. I was able to catch Yeva, but not Marina. But Runner gets a really bad drift. Oh no, that is not what you want for it to happen. Yeva goes into the second position, and it's not looking to be a very fairy tale ending for the team, as Birds of Prey are definitely going to prey on that mistake, take the round, and 55-8. This was not the fastest round. This could have been a good opportunity for the Fairy Tale ladies to take some points, but they give an ace away instead.
Exactly. This is exactly what I meant. Those mistakes, because they do make mistakes. They don't make them often, but when they do, you got to pounce on that. You got to take advantage of that. And those are the rounds that you have to take points in. And if you let those, if you don't take the points, then it's going to be a very, very hard task to catch up here. But let's see if they can make it happen now. The gap is 6 points. That is very hard to overcome. They need to ace. The Fairy Tales need to ace to keep this Fairy Tale going for a little bit longer and claim this map for themselves. They need to ace 3 times in a row, basically. Let's see. Runner is 0.2 behind at the moment. It is very, very close. Runner needs to overtake both Talibird and Ieva, and Marina needs to overtake as well. Oh, and there is the crash for Marina. Runner also hitting the wall. That is not what you want to see. And this is an open door for... oh, now Talibird crashing, but maybe the gap is too big. I think it's not going to matter. Yeah, they will take that ace, and with that, they will take map 2. If they take the next map, that means the Birds of Prey will take this tournament for themselves. That is not a good position for the Fairy Tales to be in, and they need to step it up now. This is when they need to happen. If they lose this map, it's over.
Well,
this is when they got to do it.
Room for error. Yeah, they basically
There's
have to
no room for error anymore. Yeah,
in a row.
They have to reverse sweep. Exactly. Can they do it?
It's going to be a tough one. Attention is a very difficult map to go into after that as well. And it, of course, we have to keep in mind, it is sort of the first tournament for Runner as well to go into as well. So it's going to be a very tough task to go up against these Titans as well. So she might be feeling a bit of the pressure as well, but I'm sure Marina and Runner are keeping each other company. I know they are in a call, so they just have to sort of, talk to each other, make sure the positive mental attitude has to be there. You cannot let yourself get down, because
you gotta keep believing in it.
Yeah, because you just have to take it one map at a time. One map, one track point.
Just win this map, then we go next. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Every track point counts, and if you can drag it to the 5th map, that is exactly what you need. But it has to start here and now. There is no ifs and buts. There's only now this map between either Birds of Prey taking a 3-0 grand final, or Fairy Tale making the Fairy Tale last a little bit longer with a few chapters to come. As for now, at least, Talibird is finding herself on the 4th position, but Marina goes a bit too hefty on the corner. So does Runner, and Marina really needs to push this end. But Ieva and Talibird, as we said before, once they smell a mistake, they are more than happy to prey on that as well, and they are looking to immediately take advantage of this as well. There could be still a possibility that if, unless Yeva and Talibert push a bit too much in the end, they can touch the wall, but it seems they know for a fact that they don't need to do that. Clean run, 54-5, and Marina Runner have to now do a bit more in order to win this track.
Yeah, if you are 2 maps behind, then getting an ace against you is not the start you want to have. It's all about the you gotta just. It's a mental game as well. It's not just driving, it's a mental game. It's so easy to get distracted, to lose the focus, to think, oh, we're behind. That's not how you gotta think. You can still win this. You just have to do it, make no mistakes, and just go for it. Here we go, next round. The score is 3-0. If the Birds of Prey win this map, they win the event. And Talibird is in 4th place now, but she does have a lot of speed. She might even overtake someone. Yes, she will. She drives up to 2nd place, maybe even 3rd. Or 1st. No, she's still in last place. But they are so close together, all of them. The gap is less than 0.2. And now it's Marina with a little bit of a wide line. But she does stay in touch with that first group there. This is going to be such a close one. Runner and Eva are fighting for the 1st place. Excuse me, my voice is failing at the moment. Wow, Talibert and Eva come out with the ace. Suddenly, they just come out on top. Their last drifts are so good. Their last turns. And just like that, it's another ace on the board.
Yeah, deep breaths, everybody. Breathe in, breathe out.
Whoa.
We
6-0.
go for 6-0. But any other round, Birds of Prey, or well, in this case, Fairy Tail would have won that round with an ace. But against the Birds of Prey, they only come short-handed. It just shows what the pace is. Everybody drove us up 55, but Birds of Prey just drove up a little bit faster. But Yeva has fallen a bit further behind compared to the previous round, so it does open a bit of the door for everybody. But Yeva is willing to push it a lot more. The runner already overtakes her, and Marina and Talibert are fighting up in front. Everybody's going for it. There's nothing to hold back at this point. Just send it. Oh, but Marina touches the wall right before the most crucial section. And now with runner also touching the wall, I don't think she will make the jump. Oh, just barely does. And 54-2 as well.
There's your match point.
Yeah, that's a bit rough.
That's a lot of match points too. Oh, this is going to be a tough one. It's still possible, but oh, this is going to be so hard. They need to come out with the best round of their lives, and then they need to repeat that a bunch more times. We are in possibly the last round. The Fairy Tales need to ace it in order to win this. That's the only result they got. Runner clips the side, and she will lose a lot of time over this. This is not the result you want to see. Talibert is in 1st place. She is driving a good round here. And it is also Marina now. They knew they had to risk it, and unfortunately, it's not paying off. Talibert and Eva are looking to get their 4th ace in a row, and with that, the championship, only a few more turns to go. It doesn't look like anything is going to go wrong here for them. The Birds of Prey have driven a wonderful tournament. Look at them go side by side. The 2 of them together with the ace. They close it out in style, and they are the winners of this tournament. There we go. There it is.
Yep, there it is. That it seals the deal. I mean, Talibert did have a bit of a fumble in the end. They do get it. It wasn't an ace. Talibert did have to go for a respawn. I don't know what Tali was doing there, but but you know,
they got it.
But they got it in the end. It does not matter. They needed only a point anyway. Yep.
They ended the Fairy Tale right there. They had a really good run, though. They made it to the grand final in their debut performance. GG to the Birds of Prey for a fantastic tournament. They made it. It wasn't the ace that I thought it was, but they still got the point, and they drove a wonderful tournament. Fairy Tales did as well. GG to everybody who participated. Wow, what a last match.
Yeah, way to ruin the Fairy Tale, but hey, it was they were ready, definitely, as we already see in chat as well. I mean, Birds of Prey are really
they're so good.
Yeah, they really gave up. They really didn't give Fairy Tale much of an opportunity, and we saw rounds. I've said this many times before. Some of the rounds Fairy Tale would win against any other team in the tournament. but you unfortunately have Birds of Prey against you. And in this case, yeah, Birds
Yeah.
of Prey, phenomenal job. Fairy Tail, in this case, not with the most happiest ending, but they still
They put up a
came to
good
the
fight
event.
still.
And props to them as well. I mean, Runner did do her first event, and to come into second position under all of that pressure as well, good job by everybody involved. But it only sets up a lot of the stuff, as we can actually now take a look at this bracket as well, in this case, with the updated results as well, where it
There we
shows, of
go.
course, with the Birds of Prey being 3-0 as well. It was a lot closer than, of course, the first initial score paints, but you definitely saw that the pressure and, of course, the pace was ramped up immediately, and it made the
They were
difference.
they were taking names, and they were just, yeah, they did put an end to the fairy tale, unfortunately. It was, I mean, the fairy tales, they can be really proud of their performance, but of course, the Birds of Prey did take it in the end, and with I don't think they've lost a single match, right? The fairy tales had to go through the lower
Yep.
bracket to get there, and they had an impressive run. But the Birds of Prey, they were the favorites, and they showed exactly why they are the favorites.
Indeed so, and we can even take a look at the current standings of the tournament as well. So this is now the final standings of the league. It is Equinox on first position with Birds of Prey on second with 20 points. Lilies is third, Meow is fourth with 15, Big Bonkers are fifth, Fairy Tail is eight with 8 points on sixth, Wild Things seventh, and Cat Girl Maids are 8. So those 8 teams will be participating in the December event as well. Hopefully they have noted it down. They have a month to prepare now. So no
On
ifs and
9
buts.
maps.
So you are if one of the teams is not going to make it, I'm personally going to make sure they will. Well, I hope everybody will make it, of course. That we would love to see all of you there. And but yeah, December 16th and 17th are the dates to note down, just as well. And these are the 8 teams as well. It will be a double elimination bracket, your classic, where basically seed 1 goes up against seed 8 and etc. So you can already see that Equinox will play Catgirl Mates, Birds of Prey will play the Wild Things, Lilies will go up against the Fairy Tail. Last time they had a bit of Fairy Tail, aka Marina, was already talking smack in this tournament a bit to them as well. So that will be an interesting matchup. And Meow will face the Big Bonkers. So
Also, an interesting rematch.
yeah, Meow and Big Bonkers, they have been rivals throughout the entire tournament. Every time they match up against each other, it's always a fun matchup as well. So good matches indeed to come as well. As we
Exactly.
go back to our point of view, there isn't much left to show. I mean, overall the tournament was fun. We saw some exciting rounds as well. I will say, like, if we have to take like a close match, I will recommend going back and watching Equinox versus Meow. Definitely one of the more exhilarating, and
That was a good one.
everything happened on that map, and a bit of drama on Celestia as well. A classic. We love to see it.
The
But
ending on Celestia is still, I love that ending. There's so much can happen there out of nowhere, and I mean, dreams can come true or they can be crushed. And yeah, unfortunately, we didn't get to see it here, but it's always, I can't wait to see Celestia again. But
mhm.
yeah, Birds of Prey, congratulations on your victory. Cat Cam, I'm afraid the cats are unavailable at the moment, but I will leave them a message, I'm sure.
I'll give you a
Um,
cactus cam as well. There you go, people. Look at
but
my tiny little cactus. Look,
the
it's so small. Look at that little cute
the
thing.
the Birds of Prey put an end to the fairy tale, unfortunately, but they drove really well, both of them. So congratulations to both teams, to all teams who participated. It was a wonderful tournament. I hope everybody enjoyed it, and don't forget, put in your agenda. What was the exact date? December. It's gonna be. We're looking at the. Critty, do you know when the December event is gonna be? I'm gonna scroll.
Okay, well, I tried to
What's
balance
the date?
the cactus on my shoulder. Didn't work out so well.
16th and 17th December. 16th and
16th and
17th of
17th
December.
December.
Put that on your agendas because we're gonna have the grand event, really, that people had to qualify for, the winners get a little Nadeo goodie bag, official Nadeo goodie bag, and we'll let you know what's in that later. The maps, the new maps, make sure you take a look. Make sure you discover them, you practice them. All 9 maps will feature in the next event. It's a big one. Yeah, true. It's a big one. It's a big one. So thank you, Nadeo, for making that possible. Yeah.
I'm just holding my cactus at this point, listening to cactus interviewing. Cactus interviewing here, everybody. How did you enjoy the tournament? Cactus wants to know. Hopefully, Cactus will bless your day as well. The weekend hopefully was great. Everybody enjoyed it. And yes, it's a cat.
I mean, that bucket is the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I put it. It was given to me like this as well. It was a little bucket, and the cactus is now living. It's really small. Like this is my hand compared to the cactus. That is how small it is. I don't have a banana for reference, but you get my hand instead. So you know, it's a small little cactus. But the cactus enjoyed it. Hopefully, all of you enjoyed it as well. The cactus will have a bit of a rest, and hopefully you will be there for the December event. We are excited for it as well, and hopefully everybody will be there as well. I did, when I was balancing the cactus, I did get a bit of the mud on my shoulders. I'm trying to slowly just get it off my shoulder, but in that case. But do you have anything else to say before we close off here?
I don't think so. Just GG to all the teams that played. Birds of Prey, of course, for winning. And I think everybody played a fantastic tournament. And I had a great time casting. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Of course, leave a follow for Critty himself as well. We are both streamers. So go over there and click some follow buttons. But of course, click this follow button as well if you haven't yet. So there you go. And we hope to see you all in the December event. I've had a blast casting, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too.
Yeah, I mean, streamer for me is a far stretch. I stream once in a blue moon when the leprechaun is under the rainbow on the angle of the sun being at 45 degrees. That's when I stream, so you can note that down in your calendar. But hopefully everybody had a good time. Keep an eye on the socials, keep an eye on the Discord. Everything will be announced
the Discord,
there.
Yes.
And everything, and we will all see you there. Until then, give a hug to your cats. Everybody enjoy the stream. Enjoy the final moments of the weekend. And then we have December to await. For now, bye from us. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a good time.
Bye-bye.
Hugs across for everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.